Hello friends, we're here today to do the end of year book tag, except because this is an all media channel, we're gonna be doing books and movies for each question. This is a bit of a last minute video. Surprising no one, I got sick, which kind of derailed Vlogmas, Bookmas a little bit, so I have to make these extra videos to make up for the ones that I had to cancel out. I am also still sick, so if you notice that my voice sounds a little up, or you see that my nose is all red, or I'm a little puffy, just ignore all that. I watched a bunch of different end of year videos to try and get the questions together for this. There were a few that were redundant, in my head at least, so I took a few out. So that has left me with 16 questions for this tag. So jumping right into it, first question is the most disappointing of the year. We're going negative right off the bat. I have two choices for books for this. It's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab and Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez. Both for similar reasons. Neither of these were my least favorite book of the year, and I have given 5 stars to each of these authors before, which I think is why they were so disappointing to me. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil was so good until it wasn't. The end of the book absolutely killed it for me. It just so deeply is not what the book ending should have been. It was rushed, it didn't make a whole lot of sense, it did not flow well with the rest of the book. And for Where the Library Hides, I gave the first book of this series, what was it called? What the River Knows. I gave What the River Knows 5 stars. So I was expecting a lot out of this sequel, and maybe that's on me. It did not live up to the hype whatsoever. I think I gave it a 2, which is so sad after the first book got a 5. It was just kind of disjointed. It was all over the place. Most of the plot points didn't make sense. And also it was boring. Like, it was not interesting, which is the cardinal sin that a book can make. And my most disappointing movies of the year, I have 2 of them, Materialists and Captain America Brave New World. Materialists was marketed to us as a rom-com, and that is not what we got. This could have been everything. We have billionaire Pedro Pascal, we have Chris Evans, who I don't care about so much, but if this movie actually was what it was marketed as, it could have been incredible, and instead it was so blah. Like, it was just so nothing. Everyone was irritating, nothing made sense. Definitely the most disappointing movie of the year for me. Captain America Brave New World was disappointing because, like, Sam Wilson deserves better. Our new Captain America, I'm a Marvel girl. I'm a Marvel apologist. Sam Wilson deserved better. Our new Captain America deserves nothing but the best, and that is not what he got. Jesus Christ. I am really hoping that they fix whatever it is that they give to him in Doomsday next year. Although I don't have the highest hopes for Doomsday. They're making a lot of decisions that I don't agree with. So we'll see, but hopefully he gets better treatment in future movies in the next phase. Question 2, a book and movie that surprised you, aka one that you weren't expecting to like. For my book for this, I chose Hamnet. Kind of. It's not that I wasn't expecting to like Hamnet, it's just that I wasn't expecting to love Hamnet as much as I did. I fucking loved this book. And I have not been reading enough literary fiction. I've been lagging way behind with it. So I was like, oh, compared to the fantasy and the horror and the sci-fi I've been reading, this will be a slog. This will be boring. Why did I think that? I don't know. I don't know. I've gotten into this weird headspace. I need to get out of it clearly because Hamnet was absolutely fucking incredible. And I read it like 2 days before I went and saw the movie. So my brain was like fully Hamnet. Just nothing in here. No thoughts, just Hamnet for like a full week. The movie that surprised me the most is called A Perfect Getaway. I went into this expecting, you know, a mid movie. I think it has a 3-star on Letterboxd, and what I got was, in fact, a mid movie. Like, I was right. Everyone's right. It's a mid movie, but I gave it 5 stars. I gave it 5 whole stars. A Perfect Getaway, I believe, is a perfect mid movie. It was my mid movie of the month for sure. You're basically following this couple who's having their honeymoon in Hawaii, and they get news that there's 2 people out there who are murdering people in Hawaii, and so they have to figure out, everyone they meet, are you gonna murder me? Are you gonna kill me? And it's so good. It's such, I mean, it's not good. Like, here's the thing, it's a mid movie. It's not great, but it's perfect. And so I was pleasantly surprised. Question 3 is a book and movie that were overhyped, and I have a few for these ones. I read 3 books this year that have been hyped up like crazy, and I don't get it because I fucking hated all of them. I mean, one of them I didn't hate as much, but the other 2, they're not good, and I don't understand where everyone's coming from. So if anyone would like to enlighten me on these ones, please let me know. Oh no, I need to move back. The sun is chasing me. Hold on. If anyone would like to enlighten me on Heartless Hunter, In the Veins of the Drowning, and The Dream Hotel, please do so below. Heartless Hunter I read in January for BookTuber's Best Books of the Year, and it was so boring. It was boring. It also comes off as extraordinarily YA to me. Like, I know it is YA, but it seemed like middle grade YA. There was nothing special about it. The characters weren't great. The dialogue wasn't great. The plot wasn't great. I don't understand what everyone else is seeing in this. And clearly that's just on me, because everyone else f***ing loves it, I guess, but, you know, way overhyped for me. Same with In the Veins of the Drowning. I actually think that In the Veins of the Drowning is objectively a bad book. I don't understand the people who are reading it highly. Like, I don't get it at all. I think it's a bad book. I am still gonna read the second book, because I'm stupid. I think it was written poorly. I don't think the plot is cohesive. I don't think the characters make any sense in what they're doing or what they're saying. Their motivations, nothing. I think the world building is ass. Like, absolutely awful. And then in The Dream Hotel, not In the Dream Hotel, what? Just The Dream Hotel. The Dream Hotel, I just thought was so boring. I read it as an arc, and I was like, am I so bored because this is an arc? Is it gonna get better with the actual published copy? If it did, let me know. But I was just so bored the entire time, and I was waiting for it to get better because the premise is great. Very dystopian future, creepy sci-fi premise. It was just so fucking boring. So those are my overhyped books. My overhyped movies. Oh, just one. The movie that's overhyped for me is Lake Mungo. This is like some kind of cult classic, I think. It's a found footage documentary style scary movie. I was bored. I was so bored. The person I was watching it with, he loved it. So maybe again, this is just a me thing. I just found it so overrated and so boring. So that's all for that one. Question 4, favorite couple of the year. I'm not a couples girl. I don't seek it out in books. So my favorite couple of the year, by a long shot, is David Attenborough and the ocean. You will never find someone more in love with anyone than David Attenborough is with the ocean. This is the most romantic love story you will ever read. David Attenborough has gone to such far lengths to help not only the ocean, but every part of the earth, to bring awareness to wildlife and conservation efforts around the globe. He loves this planet more than any of your shadowy bat boys could ever love the sad human that they found in the forest, by a long shot. David Attenborough and the Earth, that is the love story of the century. Trust me. For movies, I have a few favorite couples. And to be clear, this is not me saying that these were my favorite movies of the year. I'm not even saying that these movies were good, because they weren't. Not all of them. But my favorite movie couples of the year are Ed and Lorraine Warren from the new Conjuring Last Rites? Yeah, from the new Conjuring movie. Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz from Caught Stealing, because they're hot. And that's nice. The Sea Goddess and the Undersea Wizard from Ponyo. I know they're divorced now, but I think that they probably made a really good couple, and I like to see them interact. Again, David Attenborough and the Ocean, because the book Ocean by David Attenborough also came with a documentary. So you should read the book and also watch the documentary. And also, obviously, Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. I am not immune to Pride and Prejudice. I watched it for the very first time this year, and holy shit, did it live up to expectations. The hand flexing, oof, I'm fucking feral. Question 5, favorite character of the year. And again, I have to say the ocean from Ocean by David Attenborough, but also I'm gonna say Abatha from Slewfoot. I love her vibe. I love what she wants to do. I love her motivations. All she wants to do is go and be naked and roll around in her plants and be one with the earth and have fun with her new devil best friend. I think that's who I see myself most in. For movie characters, I have a whole lot more. Again, to be clear, I am talking about the character and not the acting. I'm not saying that these were the best acted roles of the year. I'm just saying that I love the characters. Okay, buckle up. I've made a long list. Tim Curry in Legend as that big sexy devil. Austin Butler in Caught Stealing because he's hot. Marty McFly, Back to the Future. David Johnson in The Long Walk. Billionaire Pedro Pascal because I want him. The monster in Frankenstein, played by Jacob Elordi. Josh Duhamel in A Perfect Getaway. Blonde Bill Skarsgård in Locked, again, because he's hot. That movie wasn't good, but blonde dirtbag Bill Skarsgård is good. David Attenborough, again. The little kid who eats faces in Bring Her Back. Rebecca Ferguson in Mission Impossible. River Phoenix in Stand By Me. Yelena and Bucky in Thunderbolts. The Tree God in The Green Knight. Hamnet in Hamnet, played by Jacoby Jupe, I think. This kid is going places, by the way. Watch him. Last but certainly not least, Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. No person alive has ever been hotter than Snake Plissken in Escape from New York. I do want to shout out Pennywise in It Welcome to Derry and Coleman Domingo in The Four Seasons. I know that we're not talking about TV shows here, but I wanted to let them have their moment. So those are my favorite movie characters from the year. Please let me know if I missed anyone important, and I'm gonna scoot back again because the sun is setting so quickly directly into this window. Question 6 is new favorite author you've discovered this year. And for movies, I'm gonna count that as new favorite actor. New favorite authors: Marcus Kluwer, Nat Cassidy, Brom, Maggie O'Farrell, for sure. Those are my babies now. New favorite actors that I've discovered this year: Austin Butler, David Johnson. I think those are my guys. Austin Butler, never had a thing for him until I saw him as Feyd-Rautha. If you know, you know. But seeing him in Elvis solidified it, and then seeing him in Caught Stealing when he jumps up on the pool table and he sings Bitch by Meredith Brooks, that solidified him inside my brain. Question 7, the shortest book and movie I ingested this year. Shortest book was The Yellow Wallpaper, which is about 30 pages. 5 stars, absolutely incredible, everyone should read it. Shortest movie was a short called Zygote, which was 23 minutes, and it's free on YouTube if you want to go watch it. The longest book I read this year, Kingdom of Ash, which is what, like 900 something pages, and I read it in January. Longest movie I saw this year was Braveheart, which is like right around 3 hours. I'd recommend both of them. Favorite covers of the year. I'm not telling you my favorite book covers. That comes in my stats video that'll come in January. But favorite movie covers, I'm coming to the middle because I'm just gonna put them all around me. My favorite movie covers are The Handmaiden, The Green Knight, The Host, Bugonia, Sleepy Hollow, Aftersun, When Evil Lurks, Stand By Me, Lake Mungo, and Ocean, which I'm just gonna keep talking about until you all read or watch or both. Ocean by David Attenborough. Books and movies I haven't stopped thinking about. For books, obviously, Ocean. You saw that one coming. Also, Hamnet and Normal People, because I read the book right before I watched the adaptation for both of them, so they were both extra solidified in my mind. And also Sunrise on the Reaping, because the trailer came out recently. I can't wait. We got like 11 months until the movie comes out. Movies I can't stop thinking about: Hamnet, Elvis, The Medium, The Handmaiden, and Aftersun. Aftersun especially. I think about Aftersun probably twice a week. And I watched it in like March, I think. I watched it such a long time ago, and I think about it constantly. And I also will never be able to listen to Under Pressure ever again. If you know, you know. If you haven't seen Aftersun and you are in a place in your life where you feel comfortable with a movie that makes you very sad, you need to watch Aftersun immediately. Like immediately. Oh, we're getting through these so quickly, which is awesome because my throat hurts so badly. Question 11, unpopular book and movie that you loved. For the book, I chose When the Tides Held the Moon. This is not unpopular. Oops, where'd my page go? When the Tides Held the Moon. It's not unpopular because it has a low rating. It doesn't. It has a really good rating. It's unpopular in that not enough people have read this fucking book, and I don't understand what's wrong with you all. I have been recommending this book for at least half the year. When did I read it? I don't remember. But since I read it, I have been recommending it over and over again. And if you like fantasy and you like the gays, please read When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly. And if you don't like the gays, get the off my channel. Unpopular movie I loved is obviously, again, A Perfect Getaway. It's not rated horribly on Letterboxd. I think it has a 3, but I gave it a 5, which means that I love it more than the general population does. So if you're looking for a good, solid, mid movie to end 2025 with or start 2026 with, depending on when this video comes out, watch A Perfect Getaway. It's fantastic. Question 12, my lowest and highest rated on Goodreads and Letterboxd, and do I agree with them? So the highest rated book I read was Kingdom of Ash with a 4.71. Lowest rated was The Gods Time Forgot with 3.33. I agree with Kingdom of Ash. Obviously that's going to be higher because it's the last book in a beloved series. That makes sense to me where that rating is at. The Gods Time Forgot being at a 3.33. Listen, I gave it a 2. I think 3.33 is way too high. I think you guys are being too nice. The Gods Time Forgot is perhaps one of the worst books I've ever read. It is so bad. It's another one I read as an arc, and like, here's hope hoping that it went through a lot more editing sessions before it actually got published, because good God, that book had so many flaws. I'll talk about it more in my worst books of the year video, whenever that's gonna come out in January. But like, no, that rating should be lower than 3.33. My highest rated movie that I watched was The Handmaiden with 4.4. Lowest was The Final Destination with a 2.1. And again, I think that Final Destination should be lower. One of the worst movies for sure that I've ever seen in my entire life. It was fucking horrible. I don't know how that got made and went through so many rounds of peer editing. Like, there had to be so many people who okayed that movie for it to be made, and that's what it came. No, absolutely not. As for The Handmaiden, I had a very, I would say, unique experience watching The Handmaiden. My brother and I were hanging out, just the two of us, and we always watch a movie when we hang out. And it's always a movie that neither my boyfriend nor his fiance is gonna wanna watch. We both had heard of The Handmaiden, this wonderful, critically acclaimed movie. And so we were like, yeah, no, we should watch it. This is one that we need to check off our lists. How have we both not seen this? And so we watched it. It was beautiful. It was a perfect movie. And also, it had a 9-minute scissoring scene in it. So I watched a 9-minute scene alone with my brother, and because of that we turned into children. Both of us are like behind our hands laughing our asses off, thinking about the fact that we're watching this next to each other. Like, just the discomfort of it all. I could have rated it a 6-star just because it was such a fucking funny experience to have with your brother. So yeah, I think that The Handmaiden deserves its high rating. It is an absolutely flawless movie. Do not watch it with your brother. Question 13, the most unique concept. For books, I have a few of these. I wrote down The Husbands, in which a woman is gifted a new husband every time she goes up into the attic, and then every time that husband goes up into the attic, he comes back as a brand new husband. There's Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy, where a man stops at a gas station on a road trip and he gets locked inside the gas station with someone or something that's trying to kill him. The uniqueness comes in the details that I can't tell you. Same with When the Wolf Comes Home, actually. Also Nat Cassidy, also really can't go into details about it, but that one's about a woman who finds a child, and the child is being chased by someone or something, and she has to keep the child safe. Which again, me saying that does not sound like a unique concept, but it's in the details, trust me. My last book for unique concept is Aftertaste, which is about a man who can taste the favorite dish of ghosts that are around him. And so he opens a restaurant where people come in and he can sense their ghosts. He can taste their favorite meal, and when he serves it to them and they take a bite, the ghost appears for one last conversation with that person. Most unique concept for movies, I have 2 of them. One is Ponyo. A little boy finds a little girl fish girl, and she turns into more of a girl than a fish, and he takes her home, and then her undersea wizard father really wants her back, so he creates storms and he floods the land, and then everyone lives underwater for a little bit, and then there's a sea goddess involved. Lots of sentences that I've never said out loud before, so it has to go in the most unique concept. Also, Tenet by Christopher Nolan, because I cannot explain this movie to you if I tried. Tenet is about some kind of secret agents who have this new technology where time flows backwards, so they almost get shot by bullets, but the bullets are already in the wall, and they almost get shot by the bullets coming back out of the wall through their body and back into the gun. Did that make sense? I don't know. I watched the movie and it doesn't make sense. So that's Tenet. That was unique. Books I would rewatch. No. Books I would reread. I would reread the whole Throne of Glass series, so Kingdom of Ash. I would reread We Used to Live Here. I would reread Quicksilver. Ocean, one more time. Give it up for Ocean. Twilight, I'd reread again just for shits and giggles. And Hamnet, for sure. The movies I would rewatch is most of them. I'm a rewatcher, so all of the above. Question 15, best adaptation of the year. I have 3 for this. I'm gonna say Hamnet, Ocean, I guess last time wasn't the last time. This is the last time. Ocean, and Pride and Prejudice. But the other adaptations I watched, a lot of which I liked, are The Long Walk, Die My Love, Frankenstein, The Map That Leads to You, Normal People, The Monkey, Mickey 17, and Never Let Me Go. Some of those were good. Some of those were not good, but the 3 best were absolutely Hamnet, Ocean, Pride and Prejudice. Not in that order. Not in any order. All of them together as one. Question 16 is, have you already started making reading plans for next year? Which felt like a trick question to me because I started making 2026 reading plans in 2024. So yeah, I have oh, look at the bright. Wait. Oh my God. Ooh. So yeah, I have a pretty firm grasp on what almost all of 2026 looks like, or at least have the plans. Half of those plans won't come to fruition, but I have shit planned. So, you know, at least half of those you'll see. I'm gonna be starting a few new series on the channel. I've been considering starting a challenge. So let me know if anyone would want to do a challenge with me. It's like, has to do with backlist books and clearing your shelves. And that's all I'm gonna tell you. I don't want to tell you any of my plans. I like them to be fun little surprises. Anyway, that's all. Thank you for being here with me. I'm gonna go make some tea because my throat is about to give out on itself. But if you can hear me, you can read the subtitles. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you had an amazing year and we're all gonna have an even better 2026. We're gonna be happy, we're gonna be healthy. I love you. Bye. I didn't even make my mouth that time. Bye.